Okay, and we are recording. And welcome to our Food Freedom Workshop call that we are doing this week. We did one at the beginning of the month, and this is just another call. We have a guest speaker tonight I'm super excited about, Laura Collier. Laura and I have been a coach together for quite a while now, and it's been really fun to watch her journey, especially on To Be Mindset and what she's been able to accomplish with this specific program. She and her family are moving to my most favorite place in the entire world, and I'm so upset with her right now. They are moving to Georgia. They're from Indy, but they're moving to Georgia to Lake Lanier, which those of you that know me know that's our summer vacation spot that we always go to. But that's okay, because now I'm going to have an extra friend to visit while we're at Lake Lanier. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hand it over to Laura. I'm going to let her get this call started, share her journey, and share with you some of her best tips with To Be Mindset.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me today, Megan. And yes, we are in full moving mode. We start driving down there a week from today. So I'm glad I was able to get on here before the craziness starts to happen. But like Megan said, I've had quite an awesome To Be Mindset journey. I was fortunate enough to be invited into the test group with Alana Mulstein herself back in November. And when I got the invite for it, it literally was 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And we were starting a week before Thanksgiving. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. Like, I'm going to do this like right when Thanksgiving is? Like, there's no way. And honestly, Beachbody, I think, did that on purpose just to show that the To Be Mindset is good with, any holiday, any stage of life, anyone that's busy or not busy. It truly is real life. And I've been a coach for almost 3 years, and I love Beachbody programs. I mean, they're wonderful. But after my first round of the 21-day fix, where I started on day 1 and I got to 21, and then I started again, and then it stopped. And then the next program came out, and it started 60, 90 days, and it stopped. And that cycle continued and continued of me starting over and getting these amazing before and after pictures. And then the program would be over, and I didn't learn anything about nutrition. I know that, I know what foods are good for you, but for whatever reason, I always went back to my old ways. And I'm definitely guilty of binge eating, emotional eating. I love snack foods. I love Cheetos. I used to put my kids to bed and feel like I accomplished the day, and my reward was sitting on the couch with a bag of Cheetos and a Diet Mountain Dew. And that was my treat. Why not? I did it. I took care of my kids, and they're in bed, and I finally have a quiet moment. And what's interesting about that is Alana Mulstein in our call says, you wouldn't believe how many moms out there do that. You feel accomplished, let's reward yourself at the end of the day. So that's my cycle. And I don't know if it ever goes away. I really don't. I still struggle with that on and off cycle or emotional eating. So this program has really helped give me the tools to overcome it, but I don't think it just like goes away. Just a little background about me too. My husband is a pilot, so he's gone 3 or 4 days a week. So I'm without help with my kids a lot. And that's where I see those binging tendencies to come in, because I'm like, well, he's not here. He's not going to see me. And that food just tastes and feels so good when I'm eating it. And I have always used food to reward myself. And like, he left yesterday, and today even, I'm finding myself, oh good, he's not here. I can sneak in those snacks. And it's not like he judges me if I treat myself or whatever when he's here, but it's my time for no one to be looking at me. And I don't know, that's just how I've always been. I mean, my parents to this day still treat my kids, their grandkids. They bring over some cookies and donuts and snacks. all the time. And that's how I grew up. So the to-be mindset has just given me the tool to overcome a lot of that. And there is no way that emotional eating has gone away. And Alana even says in her videos, it doesn't go away. It's just a habit that so many of us have formed. But what's different about this is that all the tools that she gives us make you view food so differently. So today when I felt that urge of like, oh, Chris isn't here, like there's the kid snacks in there and those are so good and it'd be awesome. I have, my water bottle. And I seriously am like, Dinteo, do I need this eating opportunity? Is this food going to nourish my body in any way? And I think about that as my hand is going into the cabinet. And I'm like, no, it's not going to do anything for me except make me feel really bad tomorrow when the scale goes up. Also, just the fact for me that I don't have to count calories. I don't have to count points. I've done Weight Watchers. I've calorie counted. I've done the Atkins diet and counted carbs. I've done it all. And even with counting containers, I think I faithfully got at the containers my very first round of 21-day fix. And I will be honest, as a Beachbody coach, I hated them. I hate counting and feeling restricted because if I go over a container or something, then I have the mentality that my day is shot. So I might as well just keep on eating or keep on going and restart tomorrow. And then that whole cycle comes. That's how I am. And so the fact that I don't have to count anything and I literally can just know okay, my carbs and protein are in the morning. And then for lunch, I can have a little bit more carbs, protein, and okay, now I'm going to bring on the veggies. And I love the fact that lunch is kind of like all hands on deck. If there was some type of treat the night before, and I really want to plan out my treats, I can save it for lunch the next day and not have the weight gain that I would have if I ate it at night. So having that flexibility and having the option to plan out treats, not cheats, and having that mindset that I'm not cheating. I can have that brownie that everyone else was having last night, but at night, if that's just not the time I can have it. So when I figured that out, I became much more relaxed about food because I would just get so obsessive about containers and it was almost had a reverse effect. It's good that I was counting them, but I would just feel like, oh, well, I can't have that and I can't have this. Well, that's not fair that Chris is, having a beer on the patio and, this program I can't drink. That just really wasn't good for me. And then the whole, battle in my mind would start. So the fact that you can kind of plan your treats out and then really get to know your body by using the tracker has really been awesome. And I pretty much know exactly what foods I need for me. I know at night, I have to have a ton of veggies to fill up because that's the purpose of veggies is to fill up and then the protein to keep us full. So I like having basically something where I can have unlimited amounts because I'm totally a volume eater just like Alana. What else has helped me? Dinner and Done is definitely the game changer for the scale. It's hard and it's still hard for me, but as long as I have some type of tea, some flavor, even water, but the stir drops or adding lemons or something, as long as I have some type of flavor and then I'm okay. I drink tea all afternoon and all night, decaf tea. Because you obviously don't want caffeinated at night. But there's a sweet cinnamon flavor that I love. And I add a splash of unsweetened vanilla almond milk to it. And with it getting hotter out though, I'm noticing I don't really want hot tea. So I'll just actually add ice cubes to it. and make iced tea, iced cinnamon tea. It might sound weird, but it's good. But as long as I have some type of flavor, I'm okay. But I've noticed, especially in the afternoon, because that snack is kind of optional, I start to get hungry. That 3-4 o'clock range has always been my time where I just like get so hungry, and that's when all the snacks start for me. So the water first and veggies most, and just constantly replaying that in my mind really helps me make it to dinner. So I will add the flavor to my water. I'll drink tea. If I'm really, truly still like I can't get my mind off of food, then I'll go for veggies and carrots. And then like even today, like I ate a whole thing of grape tomatoes because those are so sweet. They're almost like, obviously they're not like a dessert, but they're sweeter than carrots or sweeter than peppers even. So when I have those in the afternoon and it's that sweetness, it really helps. But even today, I literally was still like, I walked away, you know, I played with my kids for a while. We went on a walk. I was still hungry. So then I added in some Greek yogurt. So that's what I love about this is you really can listen to your body. And, you know, with the containers, it was like, well, I don't have that left. I don't have a purple container left. I don't have a yellow left. I don't have a green left. So that is, that has been super helpful to me, that it's okay just to listen to your body. And if you're truly hungry, just eat. It's okay to just eat. What else has helped me? The tracking book. Alana even caught me during the test group. I was totally a tracker slacker is what she calls it. And she noticed like I wasn't posting my tracker, or I'd posted, but it wasn't detailed enough. And she called me out on one of our calls, and I was just like, oh my gosh. But it taught me like, no matter what, write it down, because I would find myself cheating the system and not writing down something that I shouldn't have had. But really, it's not that I shouldn't have had it. It's just for information. So yeah, write that cookie down, or write that, you know, brownie down, because you might lose weight the next day and you think, I had that during lunch and it was okay for my body. Now, it's not something I want to do every day, have that brownie after lunch, but, you know, in moderation, my body can still lose weight. And I still even find myself like not wanting to write something down, but I'm only cheating myself. And that's like the whole mindset thing is, you know, you can cheat behind people's backs, or, you know, like I said, when I'm alone, I can cheat, but I'm only cheating myself. And that took a long time to get through to me. Because I don't know, it's just my thing. I just love snacking. And then when you keep seeing the scale go up, or you keep losing and gaining the same 3-4 pounds, then you're like, okay, like it just clicks. So I know we just came off of Memorial Day weekend, and sometimes we try to plan our treats out, but it just doesn't always work out. And so what I did with my group this week is I had them all go back and watch the mindset videos again, because you all have those videos, and it's not like you just watch them once and you're done. I still watch the videos since I've had them since, I don't know, well, the videos didn't come out till March, but I watch at least one every day, even if I've seen it 10 times. The way Alana presents things is just so real, and eventually you just have her in your head all the time, and it's really awesome. And I know you guys are in week 3, and I know in our group, like we've had people make some amazing progress. They've lost lots of weight right away, but I'll be honest, I did not lose much weight during the first month. I only lost 2.5 or 3 pounds the first month in the test group, and I was completely defeated. I was so bummed out because Erin Young did it too, and she lost like 7 pounds in the first month, and I'm like, what the heck? And so what was interesting is I would say about 50% of us are like me and 50% of us are like Erin. Our bodies are all different, and we have to embrace our bodies and love them anyway. So for me, month 1 was just figuring it out, figuring out what your body needs, figuring out what makes the scale go up, what makes the scale go down, figuring out the tracker, figuring out how to cook veggies, figuring it out. It takes a good month to do that. So Alana likes to call month 2 is the melting month. And if you're in the coach test group, she just went live about this. But month 2 is when I started to really lose the weight. And the pounds just started melting off because, you know, you figured things out for your body and your body just does it. So don't get discouraged, you know, if you haven't seen a big weight loss or you keep gaining and losing the same weight. Month 2 is going to be your month. And honestly, the people that did the very first test group before anyone even knew about the 2B mindset, they're almost a year in. And a lot of women had their biggest weight losses in months 5 and 6. And usually it can get discouraging, but we're so used to these programs giving us these like quick results, these before and after pictures, and I lost this many pounds in this many days kind of thing. We've never had a program like this, but be thankful we have a program like this because you're never going to have to start over again. And that's pretty awesome. Some of my other favorite things, the out of sight, out of mind, because I have kids, they're 5 and almost 7, and you know, they have their snacks. I don't want to be that mom where they can't have some potato chips sometimes or cheddar bunnies or whatever. So for me, I have to place those snacks strategically up high in a basket where I cannot see them. And it might sound silly, but it really works. Our pantry is kind of high up. So they literally, like if they want a snack, I literally have to get on a stool to get the basket down. And that has helped me so much, having it out of sight, out of mind, or USM, I think is what she says. Same thing in the fridge. I put all of the veggies like at eye level. And that is one thing I do prep ahead of time. I cut up all my veggies and put them in baggies or containers so they're at eye level. So that's what I see first, veggies most. So when, you know, I am trying to figure out if it's true hunger or if it's just, you know, I need some water or whatever, veggies are right there. And then I put like fruits, you know, down at the bottom because the kids can get them easily, and the stuff that isn't as good is up high, hopefully out of sight, out of mind, and it really helps. What else? Oh, so I feel like with other programs, we have this huge thing of meal prepping and planning out all of your meals, but for whatever reason, 2B mindset is so much easier because of the tricks Alana gives us and the recipes. If you notice, I mean, you have a salad, she recommends you buy a bag of already like made salad. And coleslaw, you buy a bag of that, you tear it open, and you know, add a decadent and really yummy sauce. Like riced cauliflower, riced broccoli, making the risotto. I feel like meals are so much easier with this. They're not involved. They're not, you know, crazy, complicated. Things are just so easy. So that has been really awesome too. Does anyone have any questions? If you want to put them in the chat box or just unmute yourself, I'd be happy to answer questions. I know I'm rambling, but this is kind of, you know, what's worked for me and the things that I have known, you know, have kind of realized that work for me. So what questions do you guys have?
This is perfect, Laura. I'm going to start off with the first question, and then if anyone else has any. I feel like our group is doing, just based off of the people that are checking in, really well with water, surprisingly. They're doing a really good job of getting all of their water in. Me, not so much. That's my struggle, is water. But where I do excel is my veggies. I don't have any problem getting the amount of vegetables I need in, but I do feel like that has been a struggle overall, is getting vegetables or making sure that the snack is a vegetable and not a carb. So do you have any tips or tricks for how you made sure you got those vegetables in, especially for those that don't love vegetables? How were you getting those in?
I always add spinach to my Shakeology. That always helps. I've moved my Shakeology to breakfast or my protein at lunch. because I was having Shakeology as a snack in the afternoon, and I realized the scale was never going down because even though Shakeology is a protein, there's still quite a few carbs in it. So adding it to my shake, and then whenever I roast veggies, either baking them on a cookie sheet or like grilling them, they tend to get smaller. So, I mean, I'm literally eating like 3/4 of a cookie sheet worth of veggies, but they shrink when they cook, so it's really not as much as you think, but it's still like a ton of veggies. And just finding veggies that you like I never used to buy the cartons of grape tomatoes, but now like I love them. And now that I know like I can seriously just sit there and eat the whole thing, it's easier to get the veggies in for me. Some other ways I do like to dilute some sauces. So I love like a teriyaki sauce or a ranch, but if you know, Alana's trick is you add water to it to make it super thin, and you can dip veggies that way. Or, you know, drizzle them over a salad. So that's a great way to add flavor to veggies. There's also Flavor God seasonings that are super good. You have to order them online. I love adding like spicier seasonings, like there's like a Cajun one I like. Yeah, anytime you can use veggies as your base. My favorite veggie, like at lunch or dinner, is where I have like a Pampered Chef steamer container for the microwave, and I put riced broccoli. I like riced broccoli more than cauliflower. I can't find it everywhere, but like Kroger had it the other day. Trader Joe's always has it, but I put that in the sorry. My daughter is at the neighbor's house having her first sleepover, and I knew I would be getting a call. Oh gosh, I'll have to go get her in a few minutes. But you put it in like a steamer thing in the microwave with some water for like 4 minutes, and then I add a wedge of Laughing Cow cheese. And Alana actually recommended this because Laughing Cow is kind of processed, but it's only 25 calories a wedge, so a little bit of processed cheese isn't going to be a game changer. And you melt it all in there, and it's like a risotto. And then I add like some garlic powder, some pepper, or whatever seasonings that I like. And it is so good. So it's kind of like the cauliflower fried rice, but just a little bit different. But that's a great way to get veggies in, is using like rice broccoli, rice cauliflower, the zoodles I've come to love. Spaghetti squash I love, but I do love zoodles better. Spaghetti squash, I actually will, like, I'll cook it, I'll take the spaghetti squash out, and then I'll mix it with buffalo sauce with some chicken, and then put it back in the spaghetti squash boats and broil it, and it's seriously like buffalo chicken dip. It's so good, and that's a great way to get veggies in too. And I actually made that for like a party for buffalo chicken dip, and just put it in like a Pyrex dish, and then had celery to dip it with and chips for the other people. What other questions do you have? But the water is seriously like huge. Like this weekend, you know, when we had a party to go to, I had planned my treats, which is key. Like if you're going to have a Memorial Day weekend, like what's one thing you really want to have? And for me, it was a glass of wine and like a dessert. So I did that. And the next day I you know, knew the scale was going to go up a little bit. It did. But I just really drank all that water. I think I had like 180 ounces, and the next day I like had lost more weight than I had gained. So that water is amazing. More water, more weight loss.
Any more questions?
Yes, accessories to get more veggies in. They're not forbidden or bad, right? And actually, you know, I was out last night and had a salad that was super good, but it had like blue cheese, bacon. The dressing was this like green goddess dressing, so it was super thick. It had like onion straws on it. So that's a lot of accessories. So I always pick one or two. And so I said, like, no blue cheese crumbles because the dressing would have overpowered that anyway. And I said, no crispy onion straw just because I'm like, I don't normally have those on a salad. And then the dressing, I asked for a separate empty cup on the side, put half of it in there, and then added water and made it, more thin. So yeah, like use those accessories, but just pick one or two. And usually if you dilute some type of sauce, you're going to get plenty of flavor. And if you don't have flavor, then you need flavor. Like it should taste decadent. It should be fulfilling. You should be looking forward to it. And it shouldn't be something like, oh, I got to have veggies again. So.
I got a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've got headphones on. It's weird. So you're going to be traveling a lot and driving a lot. Do you have an idea of what kind of snacks you're going to have in the car?
Yeah, so
there's typical things, but
so I always take, like if I'm flying, I'll take an empty water bottle to get through security. And a lot of the drinking fountains now have the kind that you just fill up and then you don't have to buy water. So I make sure I have my water. And even with us driving, I kind of have to time my water for stops. But if I know we're going to stop in like 45 minutes, I'll go ahead and drink a bunch of water. So then I'm ready to go to the bathroom. As far as food goes, I cut up veggies, carrots, peppers, tomatoes, have those in baggies or containers so that I can just grab those. And honestly, the beach bars have been a savior because of all the protein that's in them. I'll have that for a breakfast or even part of my lunch. And then if we do stop to eat, it's pretty easy to get a salad somewhere now. Mm-hmm. It really is. It may not be the best salad, but it's there. Mm-hmm. If you can say no to the other things and just, go in there blindly, don't even look at the menu and order that salad and walk out. It's pretty easy to make it work now on the road. You just have to do your best. And it's the whole mindset thing too. Like if it doesn't work out the way you planned, it's okay because you always have the next day.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Anything else? And then we'll let her go. No more questions.
Just keep going. Month 2 is the melting month. You guys are going to rock month 2. You understand the program and just carve out 20 minutes a day with Alana. Every single day. Just revisit those videos over and over. Get on her Instagram page, her YouTube channel, her Facebook page. She's got tons of stuff. And it's all so motivating. And she just makes it sound so easy and just makes losing weight more fun.
Awesome. So. Thank you, Laura, so much for speaking to us tonight. I really appreciate it. And thanks, everyone, for joining us.
Thanks for having
me. Yeah, definitely. We will say goodbye and good luck getting your daughter.
Thanks. I got to walk across the street.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.